ancestors spiritually. In dream formats, they are directing. In dream formats, they are helping you awaken that bit of you that you don't think exists, meaning that the way you think about things now, concentrating on an individual, you'll be able to tell that I'm thinking like this because this person has done this, because that's what your ancestors want you to do anyway. They use a person so that that person will make spiritual matters become physical. I am thinking about this person because this person is making me do this and that, is making me feel this and that. This person is making me go back to ask my ancestors this and that, which is the main important purpose. The ancestors, they want you like that. Now, they use this person physically. They use you physically. Now you've got two people loving each other. That one is thinking about something. It's not telling that person what they're thinking about. That person can tell and say out loud what that person is thinking about. Mind to mind. That's where the ancestors want you. Telepathically opening up. Now, sometimes they take you to the dream state. So, one of you will be in the dream state thinking and dreaming about that one. That one will be awake, thinking things as if that one is dreaming things. This one physically will be, this one is dreaming, right? I'm just making it simple, like this one is dreaming, this one is awake. That one is dreaming, this one is thinking about that person's dream. Why all of a sudden I'm thinking I want to run to that particular person, run towards them, kiss them? That one is dreaming, I'm about to go kiss that one. I'm talking about telepathy. Mind to mind. Now, we are not talking romance now. We're talking realistic now. That one is thinking about something that is worrying them. Physically, we're talking about the lovers who cannot be lovers. Baratani Bamoya, the twin, aka the twin flame, the AKA, also known as spiritual partners, the living people. That one is unable to shift the mindset due to traumatic events that has happened throughout the lifetimes, or throughout even carrying the traumatic events of ancestors. This one cannot unblock that bit and open that bit so that the healing can begin. That one triggers that one to shift that mindset so that that one can think properly and deal with the traumatic events that has happened, so that everyone can be healed spiritually and physically. That is what I'm talking about. The telepathic communication between two loving people who are helping each other to spiritually awaken. Now, telepathy happens simply, so simple. You are thinking. Remember that these two people, they meet for the spiritual awakening of each other. The other one might awaken a little bit, but when they meet this one, who's gonna be making their head go like this, dizzy, 24/7, they'll be dizzy, in a dizzy love state, thinking about the other. Physical, dizzy, like dizzy, in a dizzy mode, thinking about this one. The reason why the ancestors are doing this is because when you are going through that love bubble, the dizzy mode, and you cannot think about anything else apart from that one. Either you're a male or a female, or that one is a male or female. It really doesn't matter. The love is there. When you're in that dizzy mode, circling, your head going like that, that one says, stop. Mental. All of a sudden, you kind of hear, stop. Now, I'm making it simple. I'm not saying that's how it is exactly. They say it like stop, like that, the way I'm saying it. But they say stop mental, spiritual. Because these are soul partners. This is everything is controlled in the soul beat, right? It's controlled spiritual by your souls. You physically living people, you're trying to be logical, to think, why am I feeling and thinking like this? And I'm focusing on that main one. That one says stop. Through the air. We are not talking about the phones. I'm not talking about someone phoning you. I'm talking about someone mentally telling you to stop. You stop and you start thinking, why? Why was I focusing on that one? That one physically comes and says, leave me alone, leave me alone. Because remember that the whole thing is directed by your ancestor spirits and guides and the higher self. So now you remember that the person said stop mental, like by more, yeah, but through the air, without the telephone, mind to mind. You stopped and the person physically says to you, leave me alone. Now you go into that craziness, the crazy bit, where you start asking yourself questions that cannot be answered by a human living being. Is it the right way? Is that the right way to say human living being? Then you kind of are directed through the air by your ancestors to come back and approach them. Because there's no other person you can approach but your ancestor spirits and guides. Because remember, for you to be able to hear, to be able to sense things, you're going to go back to your ancestors for them to let you know why you were feeling the feels and why now you're feeling the unfeelings. What is it even happening? You are a mess. You go back to your ancestors to approach. And at the time, you actually even don't know that ancestors exist, right? You do not understand ancestors exist. You're still, and during that moment, you remember that you had people who bore you, called ancestors. That is the time that you're going to even start calling their names and asking if the name you called was the right one, asking the other family members. Because that one is now using telepathy properly now. The telepathy is guiding you. When I'm saying telepathy, I'm talking about mind to mind and without someone saying things to you, right? Remember, if you think about ancestors, you know that ancestors talk to us in different forms. They do not use telephones. They do not use anything else, but you hear them. I'm talking about that telepathy, but now we're bringing it back to physical, where we've got two physical living people who are guiding each other through mind to mind. Anyway, let's see what they say with this telepathy. Someone is thinking about something about you. Actually, when they start opening your chakras, that's when you no one else is going to tell you about the telepath. You know it exists because the telepathy now is going to be serious when chakras are involved. When I'm talking about the chakras, I'm talking about the root chakra, the sacral chakra, this other one, what they call the solar plexus, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye, and the crown chakra. Now, when they start connecting you to you realize this ancestral thing is deeper than we actually can think. It goes deep. It goes deep. Now, telepathy is used in different ways. Remember that even a healer, even when your ancestors want someone to help you, to help guide you, they can use a living person to come and guide you in dream state, telepathically telling you things in dream state. We are not there yet. We're just talking about the physical, where it is physical to physical, physical to physical. I'm not talking about when you're thinking about someone and they call you. That one is good. It's good. You're thinking about someone, they call you. You're thinking about, it's like you kind of feel like, oh, I was thinking of doing this. Someone calls you. Oh, really? I was thinking of, we were, things like that, like you're corresponding with each other. But now we're talking about the two people who are specifically there for that reason, to make sure that telepathy work and is open, that line of communication is open. But remember that we are not talking about the phone lines. We are talking about things that are happening spiritually, but physical people. This is physically happening in people who are walking like me and you, and talking like me and you, like this, like you just start sitting down here and you use your heart chakra to communicate with someone. You use your heart chakra to communicate with someone without saying words. Mind to mind. You think this one happens to a lot of people who tend to ancestors tend to show you in dream state, like you'll probably be thinking about something, your ancestors will run it for you to think about it. They mirror your thoughts in dream format. It's like they show you the telepathy in dream format. You're thinking, they run it to you in the dream state. You wonder why everything you're thinking about the whole day, your ancestors are showing it to you in the dream state for you to think about it properly. Now, I'm talking about physical people now, as in you're thinking about something and someone is thinking about it. You write something down. You write something down on a book or on a paper. You write yesterday. Because this is when ancestors are opening us up, right? You write on a paper like this. You write yesterday. And you can hear in your heart chakra the phone call happening. You get a physical confirmation. Someone calling and telling you about yesterday. I'm making it simple. I mean, it's deeper than that. I'm just making it simple, like that. So I'm just saying, don't be surprised, because this is how the ancestors have to get us to open that bit, to open us more and more and more. As we grow spiritually, you tend to open more and more and more. So they have to keep on using that person to open you more and more. Now, the only thing that I do not like about this telepathic communication, because it's like you've got this portal that you're sharing with someone, where everything that you're doing, a little bit of it is revealed to that other person. You cannot hide anything, because remember, this person is used for your ancestors to get you back to be your real self, not a fake self. So everything they reveal things to the other person, even things you do not want to be revealed. Obviously, they wouldn't reveal them to someone who's going to be going crazy and telling people things that they're not supposed to be hearing, right? So they reveal things to that other person so that that person can indirectly say those things, because they are not aware that they are indirectly saying those things to you. It's for you, you're getting a confirmation and you're like nervous. They're indirectly saying things that your ancestors want you to look at, deal with. Stop hiding things. Get things out in the surface. And when they want the other person as well to start dealing with things. They show you things in the dream state subconsciously. Consciously, sometimes when you're communicating, you hear yourself saying things. You're like, what? Have I been channeled or what? To the other person. Because they need that person to deal with the issues that you are bringing out to them. We are talking telepathy. So, ancestor spirits and guides, like we got the triangle. The triangle there. Well, triangle, right? Like that. On top, you've got ancestor spirits and guides. And at the corner there, you've got your person. In the corner there, you've got you. The people on the main top, they are controlling everyone there. That person's ancestors, your ancestors, they are together like this. Controlling everything. That person controlling everything with you on the other side. So that you can focus and do spiritual things properly as you're supposed to do them. And without fail, the shift will happen. Because when it comes to ancestors, it's so uncomfortable. They'll make it happen. They'll make it easy for you to understand. So sometimes they have to use these people, the physical people that a lot of people fall in love with. And they actually cannot be with. So that they can bring out everything. All these communication tactics that ancestors are introducing to us, new things, new forms of communication. They use this person to bring that bit to us. To bring all these communication tactics to us, like we are not aware of, like new ways of communicating. These are not new ways, it's because I'm new to this different ways of communication, right, with ancestors. So they bring this person to make you aware of this kind of communication, because when they're communicating with you, they're going to be using that kind of communication. So when that bit is done, it's like you go through practicing to communicate like that with that person. When I'm saying heart to heart, meaning that you communicate with the heart, like your heart will be, the heart chakra will be doing, there will be things happening to your heart chakra that are not normal. Physically you cannot explain, right? So they'll be using the different ways of communicating the heart chakra with that person, so that you understand that when communication is like this, when it's something, when you're sensing someone happy, you feel like this. When you're sensing someone unhappy, you feel like this. When you're sensing something uncomfortable, you feel like this. Physically you have the feels, right? But they're using the heart chakras, meaning the energetic kind of feel, energetic body, right? But then you have to understand it physically through the heart chakra. But physically, like as in physical person, you have to understand it. Like, okay, when I'm communicating like this, or when I'm communicating my emotions, the emotions this kind of emotion will feel like this on my heart when it's from that particular person. So even the ancestors, when they start coming to us, you'll sense them, right? You'll sense them when they're in your presence, and you can feel the ancestor coming to you that is in that kind of discomfort, right? You start to feel something, right? You feel something. That feeling, you will feel it because you've been taught that it feels like that. I'm talking about when you start receiving ancestors, properly receiving ancestors, when they're coming to you, when they're channeling through, they're coming to you to talk to you, right? Then you start to feel to be feeling different kinds of different kinds in your chakras, right? The way you feel about different people. Now, because when that person opens you up, they open you up even for different people. So even when you get people now, as a healer, when you get people who are coming to you, you'll sense their emotions through, because that person has already opened that bit of you. So you'll sense them through the heart chakra. That communication is going to be telepathic through the heart chakra. And then even there, the solar plexus is so much with emotion, right? but that one is reserved for particular reasons as well. But they have to open all those bits so that you'll be able to open up to everyone. Because remember, as healers, you need to be open up to everyone. But one person specifically is used to direct you to those forms of communication. Now, remember when you're dreaming, right? When you're dreaming, your ancestors, they tend to make you think about whatever that is happening there, especially when they want to bring the message about the dream, right? You'll be in the dream, dreaming, and people will be talking about something, and then you'll be, as you seeing people talking or as you're talking about something, you'll be thinking, like as in normal times, the way you're thinking when you're talking about with someone about something, you'll be thinking about it. So in the dream state, the ancestors, they telepathically communicate their message through your thoughts. That is in the dream state. That's how they get us. They get to us in the dream state. That's why every time when you're dreaming, you have to think about, when I was dreaming, what was I thinking about with what I was seeing in that dream? Because your people would have communicated their message through your thinking in the dream state. Telepathy. I'm talking about the telepathy as directed by your ancestors, spirits, and guides. When they want it to be like serious, now they want you to hear things, the unsaid words. When they want you to act out on someone's thinking, you doing the act. Someone is thinking it, you're doing it to show them. Like someone is thinking, I'm gonna be putting makeup, right? Someone is thinking, I'm gonna be putting makeup. Then you start seeing me here. Now I'm talking about as directed by ancestors, spirits, and guides. I'm not talking about the ones that, you know, I'm talking about when ancestors, they are just directing the whole thing. The way they're doing it, have you watched a symphony? Is it symphony? Is it called like when someone is directing that beat? Anyway, the right one is to be the what they call that person who's holding that toy, like the toy that sometimes they can use it to talk. Like they put their hand inside the toy and someone is like, is not talking. Like I'm saying something. Like what they call that? What they call that toy, guys? What they call that one? Or the one that you hold the strings and you make someone dance. The dance beat, the dance beat, the dance beat, right? The ancestors, they tend to like doing that. And khanya, 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 khanya.